Hi, today we're going to talk about Chicken Little by Sally Hobson.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fable. It's over 2,000 years old.
So what's it about?
It's about where Chicken Little, he sees an acorn fall. So he thinks the sky is falling. And so he finds all these animals and says, the sky is falling. Gooses and turkeys and ducks and all of them, and then finds lots of ducks. Well, 2 ducks and 2 turkeys, I think. And then finally they came to a goose. Oh, yeah. And then they came to a fox.
What are they trying to do? Where are they going? What are they doing?
Seeing where the king is.
Yeah. Why do they want to see the king?
Because Chicken Little thinks that the sky is falling.
What's the king gonna do?
If he's gonna say, oh, well then we have to have somebody to hold it up.
No, he's just gonna say, the sky isn't falling. It's just an acorn, except for none of the animals that went with Chicken Little even thought about that. They didn't say, well, how would you know that the sky is falling? They didn't say that. If they did say that, then Chicken Little would say, because I saw an acorn falling.
And they would say,
well, in that case, that's just retarded.
No, they would say like, oh, well, the sky's not falling, then let's not follow him. He can go tell the king and think that, and maybe get eaten by the fox because the king lives by
They don't
trees.
know they're going to be eaten by the fox.
Well, it's okay.
They know that he lives by trees.
Yeah. So why don't they just solve the problem themselves? If they think the sky is falling, why do they think the king can do something about it if they can't?
Since the king's powerful, they think, oh yeah, he can do everything, so.
Do people ever do anything like that today?
No.
Yeah,
What's an example?
they go to the government.
That's a good point. Are they problems that maybe they could solve themselves? That's a good lesson. There were several good lessons we thought about with this one, didn't we?
And then the fox came and dragged him to his
What
well.
were some thoughts you guys had about why everyone's following him?
Because they didn't stop, ask questions, think, or go to the internet, look up on the internet, or they didn't go to a library and think. They
They just didn't think about anything.
Yeah, they didn't read books, they didn't get on their internet, they didn't go to the library.
But they could
So
have.
what?
They could have asked Chicken
Mom
Little,
said that.
well, how do you know that the sky's falling, and what would the king do to help?
And
the sky. They wouldn't just stop and think. The sky. How would the sky fall? What would make it fall?
How is
It's
this?
a sky. It's gonna stay up there.
Yeah, how will
Like,
it fall if we're running to the
common
king?
sense.
It would have just come down lower, and lower running
I
to
have
the king.
something to say. They didn't think about where the acorn came from. It didn't come from the sky. It came from the
Did they
tree.
know that it was an acorn that fell?
No,
I don't know.
they
They
didn't.
didn't say that.
Why did they not know that, Seth?
Because they didn't ask
Because
anybody.
they didn't learn.
They
They
didn't-
didn't.
No, they didn't learn or
They
ask
didn't learn
Chicken
about
Little.
anything. So then they were just stupid people who thought, oh yeah, the sky must be falling since this thingy fell. You know?
And since
Like,
Chicken Little,
Who doesn't know what an acorn is?
I do.
So let's finish up. Tell me what this has to do with you guys. What you can learn from it. Do things like this ever happen today? To maybe to you, with your friends or at the
Yes.
playground or
Don't listen to anybody. If you didn't get any information from it, from like somebody who actually knows what they're talking about, or you experienced it yourself, then don't listen to them unless you think about it. Like, because this guy can come up and say, hey dude, you know, you can come to this park with me. They just built a new park down the road. And you're like, well, why didn't I know about it, you know? Or why didn't I see it? You know, that guy could be telling you, you know? Because, like, it's a park down your street, so you either should know. But if you didn't say that and you just said, oh, there's a new park, yay, and then you just went, you could have gotten in trouble with your mom. You could have gotten lost. Your friend could have ditched you. There
Did
might
these
not
guys
be a
have-
park, and it could have been bad
did
guys
these guys
were
have a
there.
bad consequence?
Yeah,
Yes.
they did.
What did you want to say, Seth?
I talked to my mom about this, and Avery, she's like, they could have got ditched, like she said. And my mom had an example. She said, your friends could have said there's a carnival at the church, and my mom knows about it. She got an email, and I could have thought and sat and went to my mom and said, hey mom, did you get an email about the carnival that is at the church? And she could have said no, so I could have said, let's look online. And
So you can learn the truth.
yeah, we
You
could
can know what the truth is.
You don't think about it.
And we could have called the
church.
Yeah, or we could have called the bishop. We could have called the world.
They
If
could have
anybody-
called the city.
Yeah, we could have called anybody that knew about the carnival or anything like that.
Yeah.
And
they
also,
could have
Okay,
Teach me.
let Avery finish.
if you didn't stop to think and you just said, like, if somebody tried to persuade you, if they were really bad and they said, hey, look, they're like trying to bribe you, or sometimes they like make you get scared. Like with the sky's falling, they say, oh, the sky's falling, I better not think about it. I better run to go to the king before, you know, something bad happens. That's why they died, because they didn't actually stop to think. So if people come
And
up
you know
to
what we
you
didn't
and,
think
like,
about too?
What?
Is fear is controlling them. They're acting out
That's
of
what I
fear.
was trying to say.
Yeah, they're acting out of fear. All right. Last words?
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Actually.
What's the name of the book?
Chicken Little,
Chicken Little by
Sally Hobson, and
It's a fable.
it's a fable and super funny. Read it, love it. See ya.